Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to Sister Wives with Mary Jane K. Today, I'll be giving my commentary on the season 19 promo. What we see during this promo is an angry Cody as unhinged and miserable as ever, being the same toxic fuckface he always is. We see Mary complaining that Cody never had direct conversations with her about where he stood with her with the relationship. Yet, of course, he had a whole lot of diarrhea to leak here, there, and everywhere for the general public. Should Mary hold Cody accountable for treating her like dog shit and for dragging her every chance he got? Yes, definitely Mary should hold Cody accountable. Should Cody have had the decency to end things with Mary much sooner? Should he have been a man about it instead of the coward that he is? Yes. But also, Mary can't say she did not know. Mary knew the dog Cody was, and she knew she wasn't getting the treatment she deserves from the man she called her husband. She knew how cruel Cody was. None of his heart, none of his mind, none of his loyalty was with Mary. He showed Mary who he was. He melted down her ring over a decade ago. He communicated. He made it clear through his actions, and Mary ignored it all. And Mary did deserve direct communication from Cody, direct conversations with Cody, where he was crystal clear, where he respected her enough to be clear with her as his wife, to have those hard conversations earlier on. Mary deserved that. But Mary can't say she didn't know. Mary knew where Cody stood through his cruel behavior and his actions over the years, and she stayed regardless, loyal as the dog that came to mind at first for Cody when he wanted to design her custom necklace. Now, Mary deserved Cody to be a man and have these direct talks where he made it very clear with her, I am not your husband, this isn't working, and Mary deserved more from Cody directly. But Cody the Cruel always made it crystal clear that she meant nothing to him, that he didn't give a fuck about her. He made this clear over and over and over, melting the ring, pushing for the divorce in the name of adopting the goblets. And he did more and more and more. So Mary can't say she didn't know. She knew the dog Cody was, and she chose to ignore it in the hopes that Cody would change and become what she needed from him. This season isn't going to be a fun train wreck to watch. I'm not excited to watch this season. I'm going to watch this season through gritted teeth, hoping finally it's the last season. Finally, it's over now. The only glimmer of hope I saw was Janelle considering hiring a lawyer, and I was happy to hear her stand up for herself, legally at least. Now, the promo opens with Mary explaining that she and Kotex are over. You know what? What's new? We've known they've been over for over a decade. So Mary proclaims that their marriage is over, and we see Christine meets David. They had their first date and they planned their second date, and Christine is super into him. We're going to see their dating process. We see Janelle. She does shots at the bar, and I am hoping it's some good tequila. She tells Mary that she and Cody are over too. Robin laments that this isn't the way it was supposed to go, as Cody, the world's biggest victim with the universe's tiniest violin playing in the background, asks what he has done to deserve this. Does Cody not remember not attending Isabel's major surgery, the way he neglected his family during COVID, the way he neglected every wife and their children, but Robin and her kids? Does Cody not remember proclaiming, this is a patriarchy, you must submit? Does he not remember that he said his family were the obstacles to his goals in life? Cody is his own worst enemy. When Cody asks, what have I done to deserve this? Maybe, just maybe, he needs to look in the mirror for that answer, because Cody has done this all to himself, and he has done this all to the people around him with his toxic behavior. And the worst part of this is the way his behavior affected his kids. Cody shouldn't be asking, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? He should be asking himself what his kids did to deserve him neglecting them the way he has. Cody should be asking himself what his ex-wives did to deserve his toxicity and abuse over the years. The wives and kids are the victims. Cody is no victim. He is only a victim in his poor, tiny, pathetic pea brain. The man's own hair is rejecting him, jumping ship, because his toxicity is just that radioactive. His own hair don't want nothing to do with him. I asked Cody what his family, what his ex-wives and kids have done to deserve the toxicity that he has imposed on them with his mental state. This is about them. They are why we watch. They are the victims. They are the survivors of Cody. Cody wants to know what he did wrong to deserve this. And the answer is everything. All he needs to do is look in the mirror. Next, Janelle talks about the land not being paid off yet. And Janelle really wants Cody to buy her out. Cody refuses to pay the land off so far, and he refuses to talk to Janelle about it. He won't even talk to her. So Janelle has no options but to lawyer up. Finally. Cody complains that this is all a teenage drama. Listen, Cody has the mental maturity of about a middle schooler. So for Cody, he has to put the shitstorm that he created in terms he can grasp in his pea brain. And he really has to dumb it down and reduce his situation to a teenage drama to try to comprehend it. But unfortunately, we aren't watching Sweet Valley High. This is Cody's real life. And Cody's toxic behavior has resulted in him not only losing 3 of his ex-wives and the relationships with most of his kids, but also it has affected the well-being and the mental health of his children. So much so that Garrison chose to take his life. Sorry, Kotex, this isn't just a teenage drama. You aren't the star and you aren't the victim. The only people who are victims here, survivors, I should say, are Cody's kids and his ex-wives. You know, I wish this was just some silly teenage drama, a silly soap plot that has a fluffy, light vibe that just wraps up in a bow at the end of the episode. We just tune in every week to watch here and there. Instead, we hate watch. We hate watch the carnage this man leaves in the wake of his cruelty, watching the inevitable shit show that emanates from the emptiness between Cody's ears, his void of self-awareness, devoid of empathy, devoid of intellect. But in the end, it's just not that entertaining. The reality is sad. The reality of this trauma is sad. The reality of the suffering on the people in this man's family, their mental health, their well-being affected by this man's toxicity as a result of his reckless behavior. And the reality is tangible, and the grief that these people have to deal with, who have to suffer him, is tangible. This doesn't just end when the episode is over. Too bad it's not a light, fluffy teenage drama. We are just the spectators, but this is not a teenage drama that Cody would love to reduce it to. Next, we learn that Mary is moving away from Flagstaff, and Robin complains that she feels like the idiot that got left behind. Robin is right about one thing. She is definitely the idiot. She got that right. The idiot stuck with her best customer, and now she's the only idiot for Kotex to direct his resentment at. You can only stick your tongue so far up anyone's ass, and the best customer treatment only goes so far. Robin enabled the monster. Robin fed the monster. And Robin will be the last one left standing to slay the monster if the monster doesn't slay her first. Let's remember, Robin is legal wife. Robin can leave Cody with every last penny. She doesn't have to worry about financial security for her children or herself when she leaves, the way the other ex-wives have had to worry. How do you guys think Robin will manage the monster? What do you think will happen? Now, Mary and Cody sit to talk, and Mary tells Cody she is no longer his wife. And Cody complains that it's not divorce that sucks, it's marrying the wrong person. Don't worry, Cody. I'm sure your wives feel that they married the wrong person too. Mary says what sucks is marrying the wrong person and then not having the decency to tell her until 32 years later. No, Mary. To be fair, Mary knew when he melted the ring, and when he said that Mary has no control over him and he melted down that ring, she knew it's over. He said in a million ways, a million times through his behavior that he didn't give a fuck about Mary, and Mary knew. Mary knew Cody was a dog. Mary knew Cody didn't give a fuck about her, and she stayed and stayed and stayed. And Cody did avoid being direct with her. But he talked shit on her on the show, in the family, everywhere he could. This man dragged her. And Mary knew it was over. Mary knew Cody didn't love and respect her at all, that he didn't give a fuck about her. And Mary was waiting for Cody to be a man. Mary was waiting for Cody to tell her face to face. And she did deserve that from Cody as her husband. And Cody should have done that. But Mary can't say she didn't know and that it sucks and she was clueless. She wasn't clueless. She fucking knew. Now, Mary does deserve the accountability from Cody. She deserved that Cody be a man who has the balls to tell her it's done. But you can't expect a coward to be a man. Cody is a coward. Cody isn't a man. And Mary can't say she didn't know that Cody didn't give a fuck about her. She knew and she chose to ignore it. And yes, Mary deserved better. Cody was very cruel to her. But she also should have had the self-respect and the dignity and the self-worth to get the fuck out of there the second that she knew that Cody had no intention of ever giving her what she deserved. And she knew that decades ago. She knew just how cruel Cody was the second he melted that ring down. And probably before that, there are tons of examples of his cruelty. Mary deserved more from Cody, but she can't say she didn't know. Now, Cody says it's civil war, total civil war. You know what? Just because the family isn't working out, it doesn't have to make it a war. Two-sided, us versus them, they're the enemy. But, you know, Cody and Robin came into this with that narrative, the us versus them, the two sides separated, a battleground. They made it that narrative for years, when the reality is they are a family and it's all about perception. Cody wanted it to be a war. He and Robin against everyone else. And Robin wanted it to be a war. She and Cody against the rest of the family. And it's only a war because Cody perceives it that way. He has always seen his family as the enemy. As he said from his own mouth, his family he referred to as the obstacles to his goals in life, the hindrance to his success, the hindrance to his happiness. That's on Cody. Cody laid it out that way. Cody perceives it that way, when in reality, they're one family. And just because it didn't work out, it doesn't have to make them enemies. It doesn't have to be a war. Cody is the shitstorm. Cody is the whole damn thing. Next, we meet David and we get to see David and Christine throughout their dating process. And the whole family meets David, and Kotex, maybe for the first time in his life, meets a real man. Mary proclaims that she needs to find a man. No one needs a man. No one needs a woman to be happy. And desperation is a huge turnoff. Happiness comes from within, not from any relationship with anyone. If your happiness comes from having another person, you aren't genuinely happy, and it's not coming from yourself. In my opinion, Mary isn't happy with herself, and she can get one man or a million men or a million different relationships, and I don't think she'll be happy until she resolves her own issues within herself. Now, Mary insists that she isn't a part of the ex-wives club and she isn't taking sides, and she also isn't in the Cody and Robin club either. Mary is an island. And Robin tells Cody that she is having a hard time. She's losing respect for him. And Cody tells Robin he can't even get things straight with her right now. That's how troubled Cody is. Even the shop lady and her best customer are at odds. And Robin, who never respected Cody from day one, is claiming that she's losing respect for him. Robin gives the appearance to Cody that she respects him, but the only person Robin respects is herself. Robin is in this for herself. This whole time she has managed Cody. She never respected him. And when the light bulb goes off for Cody, and one day it will, that he was manipulated to hell and back, and that the person he gave up everything for was simply managing him to secure herself and her kids, imagine that shitstorm inside of Cody. Wow, that'll be something to witness. Now, Janelle is over Kotex, and she knows she's over Kotex, but pathetic Cody tells her that maybe they could make it work. He still isn't getting it through his pea brain. Now, Janelle explains frustratedly that they discussed this, and she told Cody they're done, they're not compatible, it's over. But apparently, Cody doesn't get it no matter how many times they discuss it. And Cody tells Mary he wishes he never married her. He says it was confusing from day one, and Mary says it's bullshit. Mary says that's not fair to her, and she says she would have preferred that Cody had told her that years ago. Cody tells cameras that Mary needs to blame herself if he doesn't love her. Cody is just trying to be cruel, and he is trying to hurt anyone he can. Cody gets off on spreading his misery. He gets off on seeing other people hurting because of him. If Cody couldn't love any of his wives, Mary included, it's not on them. It's not about them. It actually has zero to do with them. And they should know that. Cody, in my opinion, isn't capable of real love. I don't think Cody loves himself. I think Cody is a very insecure man. He's a coward, and his big ego is a front to cover his overwhelming insecurity and ineptitude as a man and as a human being. And he's also inept in his role as a husband and a father. I don't think Cody loves himself, and I think he is incapable of loving others. So when Cody says, blame yourself for why I don't love you, Cody is just projecting because he knows he can't even love himself and he can't love anyone else. And that's sad for Cody, but that has nothing to do with his wives and their lovableness. Cody knows he's toxic. Cody knows he's unlovable. So I think he claims the people around him are unlovable, and he's projecting because he doesn't even love himself. In conclusion, Cody is a pathetic excuse for a man. He's a coward, and we just see him doing more of the same, refusing to take accountability, playing the world's biggest victim, wallowing in self-pity as he projects his insecurities and toxic behavior on others, spreading his misery like a virus because misery loves company. I'm not excited for the season. The only thing I'm really excited to see is Janelle getting a lawyer and Christine falling in love. That does it for this week. I'll see you next week with the next episode of season 6, The Tell All. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.